Boy Named Sue by Shel Silverstein. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3 and didn't leave much for Mom and me, just his old guitar and a bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him because he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought it was quite a joke. It got lots of laughs from lots of folks. It seems that I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy would laugh and I'd bust his head. And I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen, roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and the stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and the bars and kill the man that gave me that awful name. But it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I had just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and give myself a brew. At an old saloon in a street of mud, at the table dealing sat a dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my sweet old dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. And I knew the scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old. And I looked at him and my blood ran cold. And I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him right between the eyes and he went down, but to my surprise, he came back up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair across his teeth and we crashed through a wall and into the street, kicking and arguing in the mud and blood and beer. I tell you that I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and bit like a crocodile. I heard him laughing and then I heard him cussing. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son, this world is rough. And if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along, so I gave you a name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and that's the name that helped make you strong. Yeah, he said, "Now you just have fought one hell of a fight, and I know you might hate me, and you've got the right to kill me, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to fight me before the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, because I'm the guy that named you Sue." Yeah, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and threw down my gun. I called him my paw and he called me his son. And I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him every now and then. Every time I tried. Every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, anything but Sue.